Hi guys, this is Sean from HZad Education and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, once again, we're doing week 4 of your vocabulary lessons that will help you improve your writing and speaking. So let's get started with the very first word. It's a little negative, but it's very common, poverty. Poverty. Poverty is a common word. It means lack of money. So some place which is poverty stricken has less resources, has less money, and it's not a good situation financially. Number 2, tenant. Now, with a tenant, I thought it's important to mention landlord too. So tenant, T-E-N-A-N-T, it means someone who is renting a place. The landlord, L-A-N-D-L-O-R-D, is simply the person who owns the place. So if you're a tenant, you're renting the place. Number 3 is slogan, S-L-O-G-A-N. Slogan is a saying. So our company's slogan is "Let's make your results shine." So every company has their own slogan, or you could call it a mission statement. It's something that you see in big companies. With LG, it's "Life's good." With McDonald's, it's "I'm loving it." Right? So those are called slogans or sayings that businesses have, but people can have slogans too. I mean, you can have a slogan that I'm a successful and a blessed human being. So it could be slogans or sayings, which are essentially sentences or statements that you run your life or your business with. Number 4 is a very common word, valuable. I'm sure you guys know that. V-A-L-U-A-B-L-E. It means important. If you didn't know it, it means important. It's a synonym of the word important. Guys, why we do these vocab lessons is because in writing and speaking, I just don't see from our students this level of vocab. I'm sure you all know important and valuable are the same, but I always see the word important only. So please use valuable. Next time you're doing your IELTS or CELPIP writing or speaking, valuable. There are more synonyms. You can use valuable, important, essential, significant, crucial. Lots of things to say. Just don't say important all the time. Number 5 is crew, C-R-E-W. Once again, a common word, but I never see it being used. So if you're talking about a group, instead of saying group or a bunch of people, you can say crew. It sounds more fancy, and it's more formal. Yeah, it's like a crew of military officials, a crew of government officials, but there's no harm in using it informally as well. My friends and I are a crew of smart people, for example. So that's a group of people. Number 6 is harvest, H-A-R-V-E-S-T. If you guys know this in terms of farming, it's a good word. So I'm harvesting my crops. It means the crops have fully grown and now I'm taking them off the ground. So I can consume them. I can sell them in the market. So that is harvest, and it's a verb. We call the farming season harvesting season when farmers are able to take off the crops from the ground and sell them in the markets. This is a good word to use in other areas as well. For example, I am trying to harvest a sentence right now. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a sentence, I'm creating an idea. So harvest could be used as something that's being created, as something that you're coming up with, something that's being manifested. So that is harvest. It could be used for crops and generally as well. Number 7 is prosper, P-R-O-S-P-E-R, means to be successful. Okay, so I want to prosper in life. It means I want to be successful in life. It is a verb. And again, if you're saying successful, just say prosper in your exams. It sounds way more fancy. The next time you want to say I own something, that's word number 8. Use possess instead. P-O-S-S-E-S-S. Possess means to own something. So I possess a car. I possess a watch. It means I have those things. So it's just a better way to say I have something. That's possess. You might have heard the word possessive. Possessive is a person who doesn't own a lot of things, but who doesn't want to share those things. So if I'm really possessive of my things, I don't want to share it with you. So possessive is that kind of selfish person. But possess is completely different. It means to own something, and it's not negative. Okay, point number 9 is shallow, S-H-A-L-L-O-W. Shallow means not deep. So you might hear people saying that this person has a shallow thinking. It means they just think on the surface and they don't have a deep thinking. They don't think with detail. They're not smart. So people with shallow thinking are not necessarily the smartest people around. Shallow could also be used physically. So The water that you see on the ground is shallow. It means I can still walk on it. It's not deep. I'm not going to drown in it. So that's shallow. Word number 10 is fluid, F-L-U-I-D. Fluid is just any liquid. Okay, so I'm drinking something right now from my cup of coffee. There is fluid inside there. And I could say, people could be fluid. It's weird, right? But I can say people could be fluid. If I say that, what I'm intending to say is that they are flexible. Just like water, it moves from one container to the other, takes the shape of it. Just like that, people can be fluid if they're flexible with their schedules, with their thinking. We could use it with people too. But generally, when your doctor tells you to drink fluids, it means drink water, juices, tea, etc. Number 11 is decay, D-E-C-A-Y, decay. It means to go rotten. So your food can decay, dead bodies decay, anything that goes rotten with wear and tear or with other processes, it's decay. And it's a verb. Batch is a synonym for the word group, B-A-T-C-H. Another good synonym to use. So instead of saying groups, next time replace the word with batch. That's the whole point of this practice. I wish in your writing and speaking, I don't get to see very basic words because you won't get a good score in your exams and you won't sound very fancy in daily life. So use batch next time instead of group. Aftermath, it's a combination of two words, after and math. I'm sure you know the spelling. It means after events. So I can say the aftermath of. The aftermath of, they always go together. So in the aftermath of the war, the soldiers were taken as captives or prisoners. It means just after the war, something like this happened. That's aftermath. 14 is plethora. This is a good word, okay? Please use this. P-L-E-T-H-O-R-A. Plethora simply means abundance of something. So if I have plethora of money, it means I have a lot of money. If I have a plethora of complaints, I have a lot of complaints. So when you want to say a lot of or too much, just say plethora. It's way more fancy. The final word for today is word number 15, which is temper, T-E-M-P-E-R. It means mood. So if you're having a bad temper, you're not happy, you're sad, you're angry. If you're feeling amazing, you have a pretty good temper. And if you can deal with rejection and with cruel comments, you have a pretty stable temper, I should say. So these are some really good words for you guys to use as synonyms to the very basic words that we usually use. We want to sound fancy, we want to sound more smart sometimes, when you're not necessarily with friends, but when you are interviewing for a job, when you are talking to formal people, when you're doing a meeting. It's better to say fancy words. It's going to make you feel professional and make you feel more important. So using good vocab helps there, but especially if you are one of my subscribers who are doing their IELTS and CELPIP exams, this is super important. Okay, so tune in to our channel, subscribe. I upload this weekly. Next week is going to be the 5th week of our vocab lessons, and we'll continue doing this until you guys are tired of it, because there's really no limit to how much vocab we can learn. So until next time, guys, happy learning. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.